Get ready for your family's summer adventure with Curry Honda in Chicopee. Hi, it's Cassie, and we want you to hit the road in the all-new 2026 Honda Passport, built for rugged trails and packed with style. Available in vibrant colors to match your vibe. Or pack everyone up in the new Honda Odyssey, the ultimate family minivan with a spacious interior, rear seat entertainment, and cabin watch to keep your kids in check. Come get your dream ride at Curry Honda in Chicopee on Memorial Drive or online at curryhondamass.com.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's just about 5:34. And with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Oh, it'll be something out there today. I'll tell you.
It will be a mix of sun and clouds with a high of 80. Tonight, clear and a low of 51. Tomorrow, even slightly better. Mostly sunny and a high of 80. It's about 52 degrees right now in downtown Springfield.
We got M.I. the A-hole coming up this morning.
And other things. Not just that. I mean, we'll find other things to squeeze in, I'm sure.
Like what?
I don't know.
You don't even know.
I haven't gotten that far.
All right. We'll figure it out.
It's Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Call or text us anytime on the route.
5:53 and Tom Petty with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be mostly sunny today and nice with a high of 78. Tomorrow, more of the same with a high of 77. It is 54 right now in downtown Springfield.
Hollywood Trash is brought to you by Western Mass Masons. Call them for all your foundation and chimney needs.
Somehow you still care about what's happening in Hollywood. So, from Tinseltown, 3,000 miles away, it's Steve Nagle's Hollywood Trash.
Did you see this? The CEO of the Polish paving stone company become an international villain over the weekend?
No, I did not.
He was caught on camera stealing a hat from a little kid at the U.S. Open. Piotr Sigerzik, which name just sounds like a Bond villain, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't
it? He grabbed the hat that tennis star, I'm going to butcher this name, Kamil Macharzik.
That sounds about right.
Was trying to hand the boy and took off with it. He's been called every name in the book over the course of the weekend, but he would like you to know that he just made, quote, a serious mistake. I would unequivocally like to apologize to the boy who was harmed, his family, as well as all the fans and the player himself. And the emotions and the crowd's joy after the victory, I was convinced that the tennis player was handing the cap in my direction for my sons who had earlier asked for autographs. It was a painful but necessary lesson in humility for me. He also promised to, quote, engage even more actively in initiatives supporting children and youth, as well as in actions against violence and hate. I believe the only deeds can I rebuild the lost trust. That's the only way I can build the lost trust.
Yes.
The tennis player didn't even notice what happened because he was tired and in kind of a daze after the match. But when he heard about it, he arranged to meet the kid in person on Saturday and give him a bunch of swag. So that should be the end of it then.
Yeah.
Because the guy apologizes, and then this kid gets more than what he would have bargained for by just getting a hat. He now has a meet and greet. The guy's taking him on a tour of the stadium. And, yeah, the kid made out better because this guy was an idiot. So
he should be writing a thank you note.
Yeah,
if
but
I were a parent, I'd say you write a thank you note to that one guy that stole your stuff.
But it's like people continue to do the whole canceling thing. All right, the guy apologized. And this kid made out better than we did, so just drop it. Why is it?
I would almost welcome being a victim of a crime if that were going to be the case. But when I'm walking off with better stuff.
If you knew you were going to get better, for getting involved. Ethan Hawke. Didn't I just say to you last week we don't do enough Ethan Hawke stories?
We've been talking about that for years. Where's Ethan Hawke been, and why aren't we talking about him?
He isn't exactly calling his 7-year marriage to Uma Thurman a mistake, but in a new interview he suggested it didn't have a solid foundation because it began on a movie set. Ethan and Uma, which I claim as a possible name for the indie duo group that's about to emerge from probably Western Massachusetts somewhere, met while making the 1997 movie Gattaca. And Ethan says, quote, there's a certain intimacy to the work that we do, imaginative intimacy. It's such a high, and it feels dangerous and thrilling. It turns the temperature up in your life. It can feel like falling in love at summer camp. That's how he described his marriage to Uma Thurman.
Jesus.
No wonder why they're not married anymore. It doesn't have any connection to the dailiness of real life. That's the danger of it.
Did you expect it to?
He was, 20-something years old
I
then?
know, but if you're basing it entirely upon the writing of a script, you can almost guarantee that thing's going to end badly.
Oh, probably. Excuse me. Got a little something.
Get some Ethan Hawke in your back
A
throat?
little Ethan Hawke Tua got going on there. MTV is bringing back music videos.
Shut up.
But only until next weekend and not on the regular MTV channel. They're giving us a taste of what it was like back in the day with 24/7 music videos. You'll be able to watch your constant stream of videos on MTV2, MTV Live, MTV Classic, and the Pluto channel, MTV Biggest Pop. There's a lineup of over 700 videos in 12 different categories, like Best of the 80s, Best of the 90s, videos that go bump in the night, videos that make us howl, and Best Celebrity Cameos.
You know, it's not like MTV was great in the 80s. I think many of us can agree that a lot of it was terrible, but still 900 times better than what they got right now.
What are you talking about? You don't want to watch that same show over and over and over and over and over and over again? Whatever that is. What is it? Ridiculousness? Ridiculousness.
There's that, and then there's a couple of other reality TV shows. No. In fact, I can't remember the last time MTV was put on my TV.
Yeah, I think the late 90s maybe were the last time I saw a music video on there.
Yeah, that's when they stopped caring about being relevant.
Well, that's when they had Total Request Live with Carson Daly, who I cannot stand. But even then, when they did that show, they didn't play the whole video. They play a minute of the video, and then he'd,
How that guy took his 15 minutes of fame and squeezed out a 25-year-long career is beyond me.
People look at us and say the same exact thing.
Well, I expect that, but Carson Daly is like nationwide. He's like an international celebrity, whereas you and I are just regionally notable.
Yeah, well, he did it. Maybe he knew somebody. It's not what you know; it's who you.
You don't have to complete the sentence.
Who to connect with in the entertainment industry. That's what I meant to say.
That's what you meant.
Let's see. There's all these lineup of 700 videos. MTV says the artists with the most videos being aired are Britney Spears with 21, Beyonce with 18, Madonna with 17, Eminem with 15, and Michael Jackson with 12. The Backstreet Boys have 11, Mariah, NSYNC, and Justin Timberlake have 9 videos each. There will also be special appearances from artists sharing their favorite videos like Chappelle Rowan, Jean Bon Jovi, Olivia Rodrigo, Paris Hilton, Benson Boone, and Doja Cat.
No safety dance? No Mexican radio?
No, I guess not. The 2025 VMAs will air Sunday at 8 p.m. on CBS and Paramount. There will also be performances by Lady Gaga, Sabrina Carpenter, Alex Warren, Ricky Martin.
Wow.
See?
Well, they need to go to a classic artist.
Bringing back the nostalgia with Ricky Martin. Living La Vida Loca. Am I right?
Yes, you are.
Oh, you know what? I never pulled up my Kim Kardashian bit here. Let me see if we can get to that. You ready?
Yes.
Kim Kardashian was reportedly finalizing a deal with Netflix to star in and co-produce a glossy drama series about Wall Street scandals.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, she was had something to say.
Oh my God, the last time I stretched myself so thin was when Ray J wedged his kielbasa crowbar into my chili con cucci in that sex tape you can purchase on YouPorn for $39.95.
Caitlin?
I never got that down and dirty with your mother, Chris Kim. But I once tongue-punched the coin slot. She spat out Subway tokens. Now, that's an old joke because you can't do that in Boston anymore with the Charlie card.
Nor would you want to put your tongue anywhere near the machine.
No, you got to swipe that one. I hit her with the spicy rigatoni special. Extra cream, no napkin.
What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is I jackhammered that ham wallet harder than a demolition crew at a condemned Chuck E. Cheese. It reminded me of the time that we did that charity car wash with O.J. Simpson's Bronco and Joe Namath bet me he could lather up the hood using nothing but that hairy chest of his and a quart of Crisco. Now, needless to say, Broadway Joe got the suds. I lost $50 and that Bronco never looked whiter. Why do I sound like Robert Stack?
I don't know. Apparently you've changed again.
And that is your Hollywood Trash on Rock 102.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock at 6:14, and Queen on Rock 102.
It is going to be, sunny today with a high of 78. Tomorrow, more of the same with a high of 77. It's 54 right now in downtown Springfield.
Before you get into anything, just want to quickly say, if you're going to be listening to the show later on, after the show, the podcast brought to you by Curry Honda Chicopee. Experience the best available wherever you find podcasts.
There you go. Weekend. You had a good weekend, right?
I had a good weekend.
I went and sat at the beach for a little while, right?
Did the beach, bought some drums. Good weekend.
That's a successful weekend.
Yeah, I'd say.
Drum set in the beach.
That's
Can't
right.
Beat that. Friday, obviously, it was my 20th anniversary for working here. And then I got to Free Music Friday on Friday, and Erin, who was there, she's like, "Oh, this came for you too." And it was a box. And I was like, I recognize that box. That's the 30-year anniversary gift.
I got a 20-year box. I got a 30-year box.
It's the same box.
I know.
It's a box. It's a wooden crate with snacks in it that has our company's logo branded on the side of it, in burnt in.
Look like one of them those things. Remember, like back in the, you probably don't remember this. You're a little bit too young, but they used to have these hot pencils.
Yeah.
Like it was like a thing that for kids, where it was this heating element that you plugged into a wall and you could like carve pictures into wood. It's exactly what they did here. So someone's using something very unsafe to send you a box to say, thank you for your 20 years of service.
Yeah, I realized I'm looking through the box and I go, this is the exact same thing Bax got for being here 30 years. Why isn't there like an extra a bag of cashews in the 30-year box?
Because I don't know if the company really sees much difference between 20 to 30 years.
I obviously they don't.
They don't.
There's no difference. It's like, the time doesn't change. It's a timeless gift. It's the same gift everybody gets.
If I stuck around here for 40 years, and I'm telling you right now, it ain't going to happen. But if I did, I'm pretty sure the 20-year box and the 40-year box are also the same box.
All the same box.
Yes, only for milestones.
Now, don't get me wrong. The local company faction of the company got me pretty decent gift cards for Tribeca over in Westfield, which I
Nothing wrong with that.
No, that place is awesome. But I'm talking about on the corporate level.
Steve, you got to understand.
Here's a box of weird Twizzlers.
Yeah, no, I got it. But, you got to understand, they got a lot of other employees. And, there's an ever-growing list of people that have lasted 20 years.
Why didn't you just send me the $59.95 it was for the gift box? Like, I would have rather had that. I would have rather had, you know what? Forgo going through the third party to get a gift box for me. Give me the $59.95 it was for the gift box.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When Christmas comes around and someone gives you a gift, heartfelt gift, is it the thought that counts for you, or do you criticize everything you get?
See, you added a word in there that wasn't included in this gift, and that is heartfelt.
How about fart smells? Would that be better?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, then that's good. But nevertheless, it's the thought that counts.
I don't know. If it's not a heartfelt gift, and let's say I get a sweatshirt for Christmas or something, I'm going to go back to the store and get the one I want, or even get it for other store credit for something else that I want.
Now once the snacks were taken care of and all that fake cardboard hay that's inside, the filler inside the box.
Which is another thing that cuts down on the amount of snacks that you put in the box.
True, but I mean that's at least $6 or $7 of snacks.
Yeah.
Once you got that, you got yourself a fantastic box. You could put your weed in there. You could put your weapons, all the things that aren't allowed here in the station. You could put right there in the box.
I don't know it's not. I don't think it's sealed tight enough to be a weed box. I mean, then you'd have just a wooden box that smells like weed.
Well,
I don't want that happening.
I got both boxes. I got the 30 box upstairs. I got the 20 box at home. I think I got I don't know what I think I got store pencils inside of it.
Is it the same box? It was the same snacks.
Actually, the 30 box was a little bit bigger.
Oh, really?
For the same amount of snacks. So I don't know if it's I don't know if it's really if it's about I don't know if it's the size that counts as far as the company is concerned, but for me, I had a much bigger, thicker box.
Well, that's what she said.
That means two things.
But yeah, I mean, I guess I was appreciative, if you will.
There are some companies, Steve, and not just in this industry, who wouldn't acknowledge 20 years. They would just say, get back to work. You know, the slowdown of celebration is affecting your productivity. No one expects any productivity from either one of us. So, I mean, you got yourself a box and a couple of snacks.
Well, there was some like, and there's no brand name stuff. Well, I guess it's brand name if you're in that bougie gift basket, Olive and Cocoa,
something like that.
Sounds like an adult film. But,
it's one of their other morning shows.
Oh yeah, it's Olive and Cocoa from Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Coming up on the Olive and Cocoa Show, Am I the A-hole?
We created this morning show specifically to give out gift boxes to the other people in this company that are celebrating milestones.
Well, it had been the Olive, Cocoa, and Coom show for a little while.
Oh yeah, I bet you it was. Nobody liked that one. Nobody liked that.
No.
What's your favorite snack to put in a box?
See, most of the boxes that they give people in this company are cardboard boxes with the pink slip inside.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. But it had it's all like generic like Twizzlers. Like there was Twizzlers in there that weren't really soft. They were like a little too hard.
Yeah.
The fake fiddle faddle. There was fiddle faddle in there, Cracker Jack type style stuff, and then there's Gouda cheese spread, which I don't know. Dairy products that don't need to be refrigerated kind of scare me.
Well,
it's kind of like buying that bacon at the store, the cooked bacon.
I don't know,
that
Steve.
doesn't need to be refrigerated.
A lot of cheese, once it's in the wheel, doesn't need to be refrigerated.
True, but I mean, I don't know. There's just something about. Maybe it's the mentality of the.
I'm sure they overnighted the box when they realized, oh boy, we got another 20-year employee in the company.
Oh man, we gotta get that out there. Well, at least it was delivered on the actual day.
See, they're like Johnny on the spot over there.
Something's running efficiently around here.
It's just not running efficiently here.
But that was nice. That was a nice little trinket.
Yeah.
Then I had to carry that through the casino back to the garage.
Oh yeah.
It's like you're doing the walk.
Well,
from the outside on the plaza to the inside upstairs to the parking garage.
Why don't you just leave it on your desk and pick it up on Monday?
I didn't ask for it. She just brought it.
That's what I'm saying. Why didn't she just leave it here? It's not going anywhere.
Probably because she wanted to embarrass me by walking through the casino with a giant box up to the parking garage.
That does sound like Aaron.
Yeah, probably. It's the agitator that we have here. But it was a nice gesture, I would think.
That's exactly what I'm getting at, Steve.
Yeah.
It's the thought that counts. And you know what? It could have been worse. You could have been given something much worse. A pink slip, a cardboard box.
I don't know.
An escorted walk to your car.
I had this mother-in-law that used to buy me things and go, I saw this and I thought of you. And it was always something weird. One time it was like a dagger. And then another time it was like this weird like goth cross kind of thing. So that's kind of how I felt somebody was packing this box. They're like, oh, cheap Twizzlers. I saw this and I thought of you. Here's really salty Gouda cheese spread. I saw this, and I thought of you. Yeah, I see how much you're paying on your insurance premiums, and I figured, if you need blood pressure work.
I saw botulism on the shelf, and I immediately thought of you.
I thought of you, yeah. See? That's the nice memory box.
It's 6:23 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Contractors.
6:26 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Liam or somebody else says the full forecast for you. I don't know. Somebody's one of them.
A meteorologist at Western Mass News.
One of them fellas over there.
This week on Baxy's Musical Podcast, my guest is Bruce Smith. He is he's the drummer for. He's played with everybody, and including Terrence Trent D'Arby and Bjork and Public Image Limited. His new band, Ashes and Diamonds, includes Daniel Ash of Love and Rockets and Paul Denham, who played for on all of Sade's albums. They have a brand new album that's coming out on Halloween called Ashes and Diamonds Are Forever. It's a really cool record. It's an amazing guy, brilliantly talented drummer, and you can hear that interview on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, the Rock 102 YouTube channel, rock102.com, and on the app. It's all brought to you by Metro Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram at Chicopee and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
I had that Terrence Trent D'Arby album with Wishing Well on it.
That's the album he played on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's is that the only album he had, I think?
And
he was on, like, he was on other people's music a lot.
And then he changed his name to something that most people couldn't pronounce, and that may have alienated all of his fans.
Because nobody could pronounce Terrence Trent D'Arby?
No, to what he changed it to, and it made no sense. It's like, well, dude, everyone kind of knows you as Terrence Trent D'Arby, and now no one knows what the hell happened to you.
Well, some people like to change their persona every once in a while.
Well, he did. He went from a hot money-making machine to a guy who hasn't made squat in years.
He's just Terry, the guitar player.
Yeah, he's that guy, the guy in the street pushing a cart full of cans.
Are you ready to laugh?
Yes.
Let's laugh.
It's Bax and Nagle's Joke of the Day
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you,
on Rock 102,
I make you laugh.
Springfield's Classic Rock.
Hey, Bax,
Yes, Steve.
what is a zebra?
I don't know, Steve. What's a zebra?
25 sizes larger than an A-bra. Get it? They're talking to you. You know about this bra. You know about the cup sizes, right?
Oh, yeah.
You got your A,
Yeah.
your B,
Oh, yeah.
your C,
Yep.
I think, and then your Z.
Yeah, that's your biggest.
That's really the biggest.
6:31 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Max. Police are investigating after a vehicle struck a cyclist on Friday near the Longmeadow shops. Longmeadow Police Chief Robert Stocks stated the incident took place at approximately 2:15 p.m. Friday when a young bicyclist was riding on the sidewalk near the shopping center. The bicyclist reported that a vehicle, possibly a white Jeep, turned into the parking lot from Bliss Road directly in front of them. The young bicyclist made contact with the driver's side rear tire of the vehicle, which allegedly did not stop after the collision. The bicyclist was able to return home and notify a parent, who then contacted the Longmeadow police. There were no known witnesses to the incident. Officers are reviewing surveillance footage from the area in an effort to identify the vehicle and driver. Anyone with information is asked to call the Longmeadow police.
So the kid wasn't hurt, right?
Huh?
The kid wasn't hurt.
No.
But
Luckily.
yet the driver, to go into the Longmeadow shops to grab his latte at Starbucks, just kept on driving after clipping this kid?
Or getting a shot at the shot shop.
Listen, I could stand here and we could exchange information. But I have a Botox injection to take today at exactly 10:15.
My lips need to be filled. That means two things. Well, no, luckily the kid wasn't hurt, though.
Thank goodness.
You know. A car was shot at during a road rage incident on the Mass Pike in Westboro on Sunday. NBC Boston states that Mass State Troopers were notified about a road rage incident at around 7:15 p.m. Sunday on the Mass Pike. Oh, prime Labor Day traffic, right?
Ugh.
One person stated that an individual in another vehicle shot at them, which resulted in a visible bullet hole in the car. Oh, so it wasn't like those stickers that people put on their car to make it look like it got shot up? The shooter drove away, and the victim exited the Mass Pike in the Westboro Service Plaza. When they confirmed to troopers they did not need medical attention, the victim's vehicle was secured as evidence for the investigation. If anyone has any information, you call the Mass State Police. You got to watch out for people. People get the tensions are high.
Listen, everybody. Listen, I was on the Mass Pike this weekend. On Friday night, figuring we'd get through it like late. We left it like around 6.
Still busy.
It's ridiculous. It still took, for what should normally be like a 2-hour ride, took us 3 hours.
That's crazy.
Stupid. And it wasn't like anything was going on. I mean, there were all kinds of people shooting at each other that night.
Yeah, what's so different than the other times that people shoot at each other?
I don't know. Listen, you get shot at, keep going.
Well, you know what it is? It's the problem is you're more likely to get hit in a lot of people shooting than you are in just the random shooting that normally happens on the.
I mean, it's hard to call it a drive-by shooting when you're driving 6 miles an hour on the Pike.
Yeah, that's true. That is a hard thing to do. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
As soon as you move up that row.
As soon as I merge into your lane, you'll never see my face again.
You ever see those? People that you're like you're side by side in traffic, and then the row of traffic goes up. Because they moved into the other lane, and then all of a sudden you're then back at their. They didn't get anywhere. They're trying to zigzag throughout like traffic, like slow moving traffic. It's better to stay in one place than it is to try to zigzag in throughout traffic. Although, when I was driving through New Jersey a couple of weeks ago, coming back from vacation, I did that Massachusetts slide on the exit.
Oh yeah.
You know how there's like a line of traffic trying to get onto I-80 in New Jersey. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do one of these Massachusetts slides. And you go all the way up to the front of the line, and then you sneak over into the thing, and then you get everybody beeping at you. And
that doesn't piss people off at all.
Yeah, but you know what? I made it.
Well, then by the time you're on 80, everybody forgets.
Well, the way I see it, especially in a place like that, they're never going to see you again. You might as well just let them do their little, oh, yeah, he's a douchebag from Massachusetts. He was doing the Massachusetts slide into the traffic thing.
I beeped at somebody at an intersection the other day, and this guy was like aggressively turning into a lane when he shouldn't have. I mean, he was about to get clipped by other people. I beeped the horn, and this guy was like flipping me off. Like I did something wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's like my fault. Dude, you're the one driving like a jackass. I'm just alerting everybody in the area that this guy's a jackass.
I had a guy come up to me at like 90 miles an hour on 91, and then I moved over because I saw him coming up, but then he moved over as well.
Right.
So I slowed him down by being safe and getting out of the way. And
what did you go from 66 to 65 miles an hour?
I moved over to the middle lane. I could see him coming up behind me, like coming 90 miles an hour coming up, and I moved over, and then he almost hits me because he was ready to move around me. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
And then he couldn't, so then he gets back in the fast lane and then points at his teardrop tattoo. And then, like indicating for me to pull over.
He points at his teardrop tattoo, like that's some sort of sign. He's flashing a sign at you.
I believe he was indicating that he would off me.
Oh well, then let me pull over to the road.
People are nuts, man. People are nuts. You just gotta let them go.
I like when people flip out for their mistakes. That's a good one.
Here's news out of Russell, Mass. that came out over the weekend, but it happened on August 8th.
Isn't today September 2nd?
I don't know. I think they got bored over at that Russell Montgomery Police Department. They're like, let's put out a press release.
Would a carrier pigeon give you this information?
On August 8th, the Russell Montgomery Police and Mass State Police responded to a disturbance on Huntington Road. Two suspects, a male and a female, were arrested at the scene. According to police, a male victim was allegedly struck with a baseball bat and had a handgun pointed at his head. Both suspects are facing charges of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. They were arraigned in Westfield District Court on Friday. That's why it happened, because they had it on Friday. They were arraigned after almost a month. That's a long time.
That seems too long.
But in the baseball bat's suspect's defense, it was in fact peanut butter jelly time. It's always peanut butter jelly time in Russell. But I was thinking, I'm like, this thing happened on August 8th. Like, why didn't they put it on that electronic sign they have in front of the town hall to let everybody know? Hey, by the way, we had some crime here.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know it by looking around, but we had some crime here.
We're not normally prepared for crimes in this town, so when one happens, we got to take our time to make sure all the T's are crossed and I's are dotted.
Yeah, well, there was somebody on Facebook yesterday was showing there was a goat. There was a goat on the loose in Huntington. And it was by the Green Bridge, which is a pretty busy traffic area.
Not a place you would normally see goats.
No, but people have goats in those neighborhoods because we are a right-to-farm community. And I said, you know what? This is about as exciting as it gets around here. That's what I love about living around here, is the escaped goats.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, not the scapegoat, the escaped goat.
Right. Was the goat returned to its rightful owner?
You know what? I didn't
And
follow
was the owner receive a harsh rebuke?
No, but that's the thing. Everybody in the town's like, all right, I think Joe Schmo over here, I think he's got goats. And then they contact the thing. It's everybody helping each other out, try to get the goat back.
Well, that's what community is all about, Steve.
Well, this is you go away for the weekend, you leave the goats behind. If you leave that gate unlocked, they're going to go to town. I think the goat was going to the packy.
That's why you never leave the goat the keys.
Well, because well, first of all, it's very dangerous for them to drive drunk.
Well, they're just kids.
You ever? Yeah, they are. There are kids. They're not even licensed to drive yet. But did you ever see a drunk goat try to start the car?
Have I?
And then
I got arrested for serving them booze.
And it's a goat from Huntington, so you know that when it gets in the driver's seat, it's got to blow into that thing before it starts the car. That's mostly that's what you see. That's the kind of drivers you see around my town.
That's right.
The car starts up.
Meanwhile, I got a group of goats in the basement of a church somewhere, all drinking stale coffee, talking about their personal inventories and step nining all over the place.
Yeah, eating rags for the snacks in the middle.
Hi, my name is Billy.
Hey,
I'm a goat alcoholic.
Hey, who bought these apple cores? Oh, that was Mark over there. Where'd you get these? Oh, my owner threw them out. I was going to eat it all by myself, but I figured, the guys down at the AA meeting, they would love to have some of these eaten apples.
Hi, my name is Barry, and I'm an alcoholic.
You know what? I got a story for you after we do the break.
Okay.
About apples and Barry Krieger.
Barry Krieger and apples. Okay.
I'm a little upset at Barry Krieger right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I want to hear all about it.
If you flew over the holiday weekend, you can surely relate to this guy's frustration, especially if you had any issues with your baggage. A man in the L.A. area flew home on Friday and could not find his luggage at the baggage claim. He had an air tag inside, so he checked to see where it was, and he saw it was moving away from the airport towards a rideshare area. That's when he realized it had been taken. He started chasing after it and eventually saw it stop at a boarded-up abandoned building about a half a mile away. His partner called the cops, and they responded. The officers shined flashlights inside the building and saw some movement. Went inside. They found some people inside and lined them up. And one of them was wearing the guy's clothes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. The guy was allowed to collect his things, which were strewn throughout the building. He said he was able to get 90% of his stuff back. It sounds like the police are still investigating because there's no word on any charges yet. They probably want to find out if there were other people involved and figure if this was a one-time thing or an ongoing scheme.
That's interesting.
There's nobody policing that. When you go to the airport baggage check, there is only certain airports that require you to show the baggage tag. You go to Bradley, you could walk right in that lobby and take a bag and leave. There's nothing stopping you.
I think after September 11th, they said they were going to do that, but that was like one of the first things to go.
Yeah, and they did it for a while because I remember going to Atlanta back in like 2002, and they were doing it there where you had to show the bag, and then they realized, hey, you know what? This costs too much money to hire some schmuck to stand here and check all these numbers. Let's just let people take their bags.
The other thing is that like these major airports, the major international airports, they don't really have the kind of staffing that it takes to accommodate all those people in baggage claim to go, looking at tags and comparing them to what people are taking off the carousels.
Yeah. I don't know,
man. Anybody can take anything.
Your Pioneer Valley forecast today going to be sunny with a high of 78. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 77. It is 54 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock. It's 6:51 with Bax and Nagle at Rock 102.
It is going to be nice and sunny today with a high of 78. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 77. It's 54 right now in downtown Springfield.
Rocktoberfest is coming up on Sunday, September 21st at the Summit View in Holyoke. Tickets are on sale now at rock102.com. Your admission includes all the traditional foods like the schnitzels and sauerbratens and pretzels or what have you, plus live music from a Stillwater band, plus steins of great German beer for sale. It's Rocktoberfest, brought to you by Dave Miner Exterior Home Improvements. Aquapump, September 21st at the Summit View, Route 5 in Holyoke, from Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
So Saturday afternoon, I went over to Fern Valley in Wilbraham.
Yeah.
My friends, the Kings, were playing in the band out there. That place has just grown. There's something new every year when I go back there. I always go back for this particular show every August.
Sure.
And every year they've added something new. Like when I first went there, it was like just a big open farm field, and they had like a shed, and now they got every year you go back, there's like a shed, and then there's like a little I think there's like a beer and wine thing that they got going on now, and now they got like a picnic area, like a picnic tables and canopies.
It's like Wilbraham's version of the treehouse.
Yeah, basically it is, and it's a great place to go see an outdoor show. You bring your own chair with you. It's $5 if you want to go see the show, and then they have package. If you can park for free, if you buy an apple bag, go apple picking.
Okay.
So I bought an apple picking bag,
all right,
and then and Barry Krieger was there at the thing, and he said, "Let's go get some apples before because they were closing by the time we figured out, we got to go get some apples, they were closing in like 15 minutes.
Okay.
So him and I go out to the orchard, and I said, this would be a great video of me
apple picking
with Barry. And so here's my idea for the video, because this is what we do. It's all entertainment.
Sure.
It's not real.
Right.
So my idea.
But picking apples with Barry is all too real.
And I thought I had a really funny idea for a video, right?
Yeah.
And I said, Barry, I was like, let me take the video. And I said, let me say, you want to do something really zen in your life? Go apple picking with Barry Krieger. And then I said, take one of the apples and put it up to your ear. And go,
yeah.
I can hear the worm inside. This one's no good. And then just toss it to the side. Like that's how we pick apples.
Yeah.
He wouldn't do it.
Why not?
He didn't think that was funny.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Barry could have delivered it in such a way that it
I know.
would be undeniably hilarious.
It would have been undeniably hilarious. It would have been a great promotion for Fern Valley. Not that they needed it, because there was quite a few people there. But, it would have been a nice little commercial for them. And
is he against doing prop comedy?
No, he has a different version of what humor is.
Most news guys do.
He sends me a lot of clips from he sends me a lot of Gutfeld clips.
Yeah.
And he says, he thinks they're really funny. And I'm like, they're not that funny. And then I rewrite Gutfeld's joke and send it back to him. Because that's what I'm looking at as a comedy.
Does he tell you that Gutfeld's still funnier than you?
I think he thinks Gutfeld is funnier.
Because
Gutfeld is much more successful than I am. I'm not downplaying that.
Did he get a $20 box from his company?
No, I don't think he did. But I was like, listen, you got to listen to me. I'm trying to lead you into a comedic gold mine here. And he
wouldn't play along.
So then we did a little video, and then I didn't even post it because I'm like, this is not even funny. Where he says something in the video like, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I'm like, yeah, that's an old hack joke.
See, that's the kind of stuff you would say after an apple picking news story on 22 News, where say. I'm trying to think okay, let's say Brian Lapis is out doing weather in the middle of an apple orchard,
right.
and he says, how do you like those apples? And that would be the end of it, and then they'd all be on the set, and he'd be laughing, and Brenda be laughing, and Tedimer would be laughing.
I was trying to change it up. I wanted to be like Barry Krieger, the apple whisperer. This is how you pick a good apple. You listen to what's going on inside, like you're picking up seashells at a beach.
Kind of the way he tells random strangers at MGM how to use the soda machine.
You mean hookers?
Yeah, well,
that was a hooker.
It may have been a hooker.
Yeah,
I just thought he was doing great with her. But it's kind of be the same thing. Like Barry would be giving random people advice about their apples.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You tell people which ones are the best to make pies with, which one's the best to make a tart with, which one's the make.
You don't want these apples.
Yeah,
and you have someone say, "I don't want these apples."
we could have made this
like the old Jedi mind trick.
But you know what? Next week I'm going blueberry picking with Dave Mattson, and that's going to be a funny video. That's going to be the one. That's going to be the comedy gold.
That's because Dave doesn't care as much.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 6:57 on Rock 102.
Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, your grilling destination. Weber, Big Green Egg, Uni Pizza Ovens, and Traeger Woodfire Grills.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, when Bill Belichick took over as the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels, people wondered how the greatest and most celebrated coach in the NFL was going to transform a team that hasn't won a postseason bowl game in 6 years. A team that finished tied for 10th place in the ACC Conference. A team that has amassed a postseason record of 15 wins and 24 losses, which works out to a .385 winning percentage since 1946. Now you're being coached by a guy who had 8 Super Bowl rings, including 6 with the Patriots. A guy who's a 3-time NFL head coach of the year. A guy who transformed the entire Patriots organization for an incredible 23 seasons. How'd that guy do last night? Well, it's like this. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give Bill Belichick's North Carolina debut a 48-14 point blowout. In other words, his first game out, Bill Belichick got mowed down by the Horned Frogs of TCU in a crushing, humiliating bloodbath. A game that wasn't so much as a disaster as it was a lopsided beatdown by a better and significantly better prepared football team than the one Bill Belichick was coaching last night. So what did Bill Belichick have to say about last night's dumpster fire? According to Bill, quote, "They outplayed us, outcoached us. They were better than we were tonight." He then went on to say, "That's all there was to it. They did a lot more things right than we did." Well put. Now, does this mean that the Bill Belichick era of North Carolina football is a total bust? Well, let me just remind you that in his first season in Foxborough, Bill Belichick finished that first season with 5 wins and 11 losses, including 4 straight losses to start off that season, including the season opener where they lost to Tampa. So let's not panic and throw in the towel just yet on the guy. Patriots didn't win their first Super Bowl until the following year. This is just one game out of 12 more left to go, and I'm sure he's already on to Saturday's game at UNC Charlotte, because that's what Bill Belichick is all about. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. Soon summer flowers will fade, but mums will shine like the sun all autumn long. You want to go to Rocky's for hearty fall mums, 2 for $12. Beat that. You can't. Great deal on mums right now at your neighborhood Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock at 7-11 and Foreigner with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be sunny and nice today with a high of 77. Tomorrow, more of the same with a high of 78. It's 54 right now in downtown Springfield. Are you ready for another round of Am I the A-Hole?
Yes.
We got quite a few things here to address this morning. This one is like a would I be the a-hole?
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Would I be the a-hole if I countersue for what I consider an accident for the cake this other woman's daughter wrecked after she ran into me? In the middle of June, I had just picked up a custom chocolate cake from a bakery that cost $65. On my way back to the car, a woman and her 2 kids were coming out of a church across the street where a wedding was taking place. I crossed at a crosswalk about a half a block from the church. I saw the mother telling her little girl, maybe 4 or 5 years old, dressed in a very nice white dress, to stop jumping around and stay still. The girl didn't listen. She ran off, laughing and looking backward instead of paying attention, and ran straight into me. I dropped the cake, and it hit the ground on impact. Chocolate went everywhere. On the pavement, on me, and all over the little girl's dress. The mother came running. She tried to claim I threw the cake on her daughter and should pay for the dress. But another witness confirmed what really happened. The mother told the girl to stop running. The girl ignored her, and she crashed into me, causing the cake to fall. The woman still wouldn't calm down until the police nearly arrested her. And then only after her relatives came out of the church to help. She demanded reimbursement and threatened to sue me. At the time, no one exchanged information, but somehow she found out my name and address. Later, I learned someone had filmed the whole thing and got video back to me. Sure enough, she served me with papers. She's suing me for $3,000 for a new dress, assault, and emotional distress. Would I be the a-hole if I countersued the cost of the cake her daughter ruined because of the poor parenting? Honestly, I'm not too worried about winning or losing since I have video evidence and multiple witnesses showing it was an accident and her child caused it. Updating to clarify a few things instead of repeating it in the comments, the cake was in a box with a lid, but when it hit the ground, it opened and exploded. It was a soft cake with lots of chocolate icing, so it got all over my pants and the bottom of the little girl's dress. It was enough. It was really noticeable. To clarify, I'm not mad at the little girl. I'm just completely gobsmacked by how her mother handled the situation. She could have taken some accountability, apologized, or even a learning opportunity for the kid. It's something as simple as, this is why I tell you to stop running and listen because now your dress is soiled for the wedding. But instead, she threw a fit, accused everyone else of her own poor parenting, and it escalated to the point where the police were called. After embarrassing herself and almost getting arrested, she still managed to act like the victim. She could have just let it go and moved on. For those wondering how she got my name and address, I don't live in a highly populated area. I'm on social media, and video of the incident was sent to me by someone I didn't even know. Someone she knew must have recognized me. Once you have a name, finding an address isn't difficult. She had a processor serve me. I haven't had any contact with her since the incident.
Yes.
I'm also surprised by how many people believe you need a lawyer to file a small claims court. All I have to pay to countersue is $100. From what I've read, I technically can claim lost wages, but they won't be granted. Realistically, the most I'd get back is my filing fee and the cost of replacing the cake. This is really just more of a significant thing than it is to...
Yeah, here's the thing. First of all, was that kid wearing a $3,000 dress?
Probably not.
Of course not. So you're talking about the pain and suffering of your kid bumping into this cake, or you believe that the cake was thrown at your kid. Well, listen, to me, you have the right to countersue as a measure to intimidate the person suing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're probably not going to get $3,000 for the dress, but you're out $60 on a cake. Perfectly good.
$65 on a cake.
I stand corrected. Yeah. $65 for the cake. Meanwhile, you got this kid not listening to the parents. Who's the a-hole here? It's the kid. That kid needs to be in some sort of juvenile detention program. Try it as an adult. Maybe you're forced to endure hard labor. Something. But this kid's not learning their lesson.
I think it's the mother. The mother's the problem.
The mother may be a problem, but the kid didn't pay attention, didn't mind her parents when they said, "Please, no jumping around."
5, so
old enough to know the difference between jumping around near cake.
I'm more focused on the Karen mom who wants to sue the other lady for getting chocolate cake all over her kid.
See, I would never sue for something like that. To me, that screams it's an accident. Accidents happen.
But some people are very litigious and they want justice for themselves.
$3,000.
Speaking of which, over the weekend I was watching this video about this mom and daughter who went into a Texas roadhouse somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently the kid opens up one of the rolls, those sweet rolls that they give you?
With the cinnamon butter and everything. Oh, yeah.
And there was staples inside. Like a handful of staples.
Staples.
Like swing line staples, right?
Okay.
And then, so the first manager comes over and, does the whole, I'm so sorry. That's not supposed to be tries to help them comp their meal and, do all this other thing. And then another manager who was clearly the adult in the room comes over and goes, I'm not comfortable comping you your meal because we believe you brought those staples into the restaurant with you, which I say, yeah, you know what? I bet you they did. I can't imagine a handful of staples being thrown into a dinner roll and then being served to the public.
There's no stapler in the kitchen.
Right.
No one's baking with staples. Well, they're not. Maybe it's probably out in the front of the restaurant, but it's not out there in the kitchen. Remember Graham Kerr, the Galloping Gourmet?
Yeah.
Remember that guy? years ago, he used to just be like a restaurant critic. And so he'd go to restaurants all the time. And, some critics would, pay for the meal. But what he would do, apparently, is he would have like this little container that had like a slug inside. And so he'd finish the meal, and then he'd put the slug on the plate, cover it with sauce, and say, "Hey, there's a slug on my plate." And you get the meal for free.
Yeah, see, that's not right.
It's not right.
Yeah,
especially since you have your job is to critique the meal, not necessarily to get a free meal.
It's not like you found a hair or maybe one fingernail.
Nah.
You're telling me you found a whole glob of staples inside of one dinner roll?
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense at all.
Doesn't make sense, but this is my point: is people trying to get free stuff. And the people freak out. I can't believe they're not going to comp our meal, and we found staples in there. First of all, why would you even want to eat there? If that was really the case, if I sat down and opened up a dinner roll and there was staples in that dinner roll, I would never go back to that Applebee's ever again.
Listen, you could put staples in my dinner roll at a Roadhouse, and that wouldn't be the worst part of my meal.
No.
You know what would be the worst part of my meal?
What?
That god-awful country music that's playing in the background.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
That's enough to ruin the steak.
Yeah, I would.
Staples, it would be a welcome change.
I would rather eat 10 dinner rolls full of staples than sit there and listen to Luke Combs for a half an hour.
I'd rather pass the staples and the swing line stapler than having to listen to that awful music during my meal.
I would eat the peanuts off the floor.
You said peanuts, right?
Yeah, I think so. Here's another one. Am I the a-hole for kicking my down on his luck friend out of my apartment for disobeying my one rule? A friend of mine, 22 male, has been down on his luck recently and wanted a fresh start in a different state. He reached out to me, 30 male, to crash on my couch for a bit until he gets his life together. I agreed and have been buying him groceries and putting gas in his car until he finds his footing. I only had one rule. He can't bring any girls to stay overnight. It's been 3 weeks and he's done it twice now. The first time he said he was drunk and it was an accident. The second time it was just blatantly said, "I'm sorry, I needed to get one out." I told him it's fine, she can stay the night, but she has to leave in the morning. It wasn't me being jealous, it's just a matter of respect. So am I the a-hole for kicking him out?
He's your roommate, right?
Not a roommate. He's just he's helping the guy out because the kid wanted to move to a new state.
Okay,
he doesn't have his resources. This guy's buying him stuff, and he's letting him stay at his house. And he said, "No chicks. You can't bring chicks over. Stay overnight."
All right. Okay. Then that kind of changes things. Because if he was a roommate, and the other roommate say, "Hey, no chicks," I think that guy's being an a-hole. But if the guy is, freeloading on your couch, then maybe maybe I'm not going to understand.
You definitely should follow the rules.
I would.
But
of course, knowing me at the time that I was in between domiciles, the likelihood of me being able to find a girl that would come back to my friend's couch would be almost unheard of.
That's really more of the mystery here. How is this guy scoring? And what you know what though? What kind of chicks is a guy like that scoring? If he's freeloading off a friend, what kind of woman is coming home to go, you're subletting.
Oh, this isn't your apartment?
Yeah.
Nope, just using the couch.
How much you paying for rent? Nothing. I got nothing. I came here with nothing. I got you, babe.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
You're all I need.
Yeah.
For now.
But kick this guy out. You don't need it. You don't need to be having a freeloader like that. Maybe this guy's jealous because he's not bringing chicks home for him. That's what I would be upset.
But do you want to be with the woman that goes with another couple to another apartment when they know this guy's freeloading on a couch? Do you want to be with that woman that's been third wheeling that whole night? I don't think so.
I don't know. I've done worse. And
there you go.
Yeah.
Another round of Am I the A-Hole? 722 at Rock 102.
GG Inc.'s Scream.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock at 728, and ZZ Top with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It's going to be sunny today with a high of... Actually, you know what? Liam, what's his name, has the full forecast.
Yeah.
I don't need to waste my breath.
It's redundant. You don't need to be repeating things like as fast as we play like Tom Petty songs.
Right.
You don't need to do that.
No.
Coming up later on this week. Pretty excited. Scott Zolak will be joining us, I believe, on Thursday.
Ooh.
So that'll be fantastic. And because football is... It's right here. Here it is. It's football time, and we'll get to the bottom of all of it on Thursday with Scott Zolak.
Provided he's awake.
Well, that is always one of the risks of calling him, that he may or may not be available to take the call.
By the way, did you like that brownie I gave you?
Damn, that was good.
Yeah, my kid made homemade cosmic brownies. You know, the Little Debbie cosmic brownies, which suck. These are actually good. Because they're homemade and they got real ingredients in them.
That was a good brownie.
Yeah.
Now, can she make zebra cakes or those little oatmeal creams?
You know, that's not really oatmeal in those.
It's not real cream either.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
That there's no oatmeal ingredient in the oatmeal cookies?
Little Debbie's has kind of gone into the dumpster as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it's not like they were like highfalutin snacks, but I do believe that the taste has changed over the years with the cheaper ingredients that they put in those things. I used to love the fudge rounds, which I haven't had one of those in a while. But the cosmic brownies are like
there's no flavor to
them. The kids would say, "What's a cosmic brownie taste like?" Butt. Tastes like butt. That's like their thing, and it does. It's like a crumbly, like stale, like thing. These are actually you can taste that cosmic brownie taste in there, but with fresh ingredients.
Super rich too. That's going to sit in my colon for hours.
And speaking of foods and recipes, a recipe from 1975 is going viral online. It's a recipe for pancake soup.
Ew.
When you hear pancake soup, you might think of those TikTok-style hacks where like a traditional dish is deconstructed, like maybe pancakes in a broth of syrup, milk, fruit, and sugar.
I'm thinking of the vulgar chef.
But this was 50 years ago, so it's not a stunt. They used to do weird things with the Jell-O molds and the ham and stuff inside of the Jell-O.
Oh, I know. Terrible.
For the recipe, you basically make pancakes on a griddle in bacon grease and then cut them into quarter-inch strips. Then you put the strips in actual broth made with bouillon cubes and water. Heat and serve. At first, it seems gross, but then it starts to sound interesting. A post with an image of the recipe has gone viral, and some commenters have pointed out that it's like a German dish called Flattasuppe.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
There are a lot of ways to do it. And some are more appealing than others. Either way, the internet has its thoughts. Here are some of the comments. I'm guessing this was a way to repurpose yesterday's stale breakfast, only because it makes it a little silly to make fresh pancakes for this. Beef stock with pancake pieces floating in it doesn't sound particularly joyous.
So I'm going to guess that the pancake pieces just break down in the broth, especially as it gets heated.
Yeah.
So it's probably like a thick soup.
Yeah.
Like there's you wouldn't really see any pancake in this thing.
Well, I mean, it's kind of probably like dumpling. You know, dumplings are flour and things like that. So
yeah, but dumplings get like kind of hard. You know,
yeah.
Here I think the pancake would fall apart.
Great way to feed a family on next to nothing. This has Depression era written all over it. I would totally try this. The texture sounds familiar to fresh pasta noodles and soup. Hard pass, soggy texture would get to me. Ugh, I don't know. I'm not a big pancake fan to begin with.
I'm not either.
So you can keep this crap.
It's 7:33. News is next to Rock 102.
Here's your Western map.
7:36 with Bax and Nagle and Rock 102. It's time for news. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. I guess this is the sign of summer being over. The city of Springfield has announced it's turning off the splash pads at city parks today.
Oh, man. That was my plan for the day. Go splash around the parks. Now I'm going to have to go swimming in the river instead.
Well, why can't they turn these things on earlier and shut them off later? I mean, the warm weather lasts well into October now.
It's cost. It's the cost of the equipment, maintenance, all that is the water costs.
What about on the weekends? Just put it on the weekends at least.
Well,
like Six Flags is only open on the weekends until the rest of the year now.
You could do that, but I'm sure the city is trying to tighten its belt the best it can. Can't be just spending money, at the end of the season.
Yeah.
It's going to start getting too cold to be at a splash park.
I guess so.
It's going to be only 80 degrees today and tomorrow.
Food insecurity rates are at the highest they've ever been, and officials report that Hampden County residents are suffering the most. We had Nicole Lucier in here on Friday, but we're going to have to talk about this almost every day until the Mayflower Marathon, at least.
Only 82 days left to go.
Nicole Lucier from the Open Pantry has only seen the demand for meals grow since she started working at the Open Pantry nearly 30 years ago, and she boils the problem down to three specific costs. The top three complaints she hears from families utilizing the pantry are grocery bills, but also the cost of housing and cost of electricity. With those three major costs consistently on the rise in Massachusetts and across the country, she's not only seeing the issue for those getting food stamps or receiving SNAP benefits, but she's seeing households with multiple incomes still struggling to buy food each month, and the need is only growing. According to Mass General Brigham, in 2025, 54% of Hampden County residents are faced with food insecurity, which is the highest percentage of any county in the entire state. The state average currently sits at 37%, a number that is up from 33% last year and is continuing to grow. But what Lucier has been seeing has been a lot more recently is an increase of parents and kids in need of school lunches and snacks. This is just another reminder to start thinking about, donating in non-perishable food donations to the Open Pantry, or even cash donations, what they said goes a lot farther than the actual physical stuff. But they'll take either one.
And this isn't really about the Mayflower Marathon at all, because
a need that goes all year long.
This is a need that's happening like right now. Like there are many people that shouldn't have to wait until November for us to start being generous and contributing.
It's hard to think in those terms when the weather's sunny and nice and all that other good stuff, because it's just the way people are trained to think. Like when the colder months start moving, people need. No, it goes every month of the year. There is a need down there. So get your stuff together and bring it down to the Open Pantry. The Mass Environmental Police are reminding everyone, not just hunters, that Blaze Orange saves lives, as hunting season could begin as early as today for some. If you're out on a hike, walking your dog, riding a bike on the trails, you're encouraged to wear bright orange or any other high visibility color to make sure you stand out from your surroundings. Officials say thick foliage and low light can make it easier for a hunter to mistake you for something else. Mm-hmm. It's also a state law for hunters to wear at least 500 square inches of blaze orange on the chest, back, and head during shotgun, deer, and primitive firearm seasons. An orange cap is required if you're in the wildlife management area stocked with pheasants or quails. Black bear and gray squirrel hunting start today, with several youth hunting holidays for they're hunting youths?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, but there's a limit.
Well, how many can you take from the forest?
I think only one.
But
and if you catch a second one, you got to let them back.
With several youth hunting days for pheasants and deer scheduled throughout the month. For more hunting regulations, you can head over to the state's website.
I know for me, I'm more like an earth tone type of color, so orange doesn't really work for me. I'm more like grays and blacks that tend to work better for me. But if it's a matter of being shot at or not being shot at, then I would have to. I just have to make sacrifices, and even if orange clashes with everything else in my wardrobe, if it's a matter of life or death, I'm going to do it.
I think that's a good idea. Now, if the hunter ever points a gun at you, you do the Bugs Bunny method, and you put your two fingers inside the barrels of the gun, so then when he pulls the trigger, it will backfire into his face, leaving him with soot from head to toe.
The way I do it, and I don't know if you've ever tried this, is I actually will take both barrels apart and tie them up in a bow.
Oh, yeah.
And so that way, so Elmer Fudd blows his own face off.
When it goes through like a figure 8 in the barrel and then comes back out.
That's exactly what I do.
All right. I think that's a better method.
I learned this from a coyote who happened to be a super genius.
Is that where you learned it from?
Yes. Same guy that sold me those roller skates with the rockets on them.
Oh, yeah. I think I've been to that store. Acme?
Yes.
Yeah.
How about them cheap?
It's like the... Oh, I see what you did there. That's like the Acme store was like the IKEA of Looney Tunes.
Yes.
They
Absolutely.
had all kinds of stuff going on there. No Swedish meatballs, though.
And certainly no lingonberries.
Following Cracker Barrel's controversial logo change and subsequent reversion, the business has made a different, quieter change that is now coming to light. CNN reports that the Tennessee-based restaurant chain deleted its Pride page and erased references to employee resource groups, including its LGBTQ and diversity, DEI, and belonging groups from another part of its website. On behalf of the Cracker Barrel's LGBTQ Alliance and DEI team, we want to celebrate you for being you. It's our greatest mission to ensure that pleasing people means all people, the company's now deleted Pride page reads. The website now directs to Cracker Barrel's Culture and Belonging page, which no longer provides a list of employee resource groups and instead speaks more broadly about making everyone feel at home. Whatever. Here's the reality. It doesn't really matter what their ideology is. Mm-hmm. Their food is terrible.
If you notice,
stop eating it. I don't understand why you need an excuse to not like the Cracker Barrel. How about the food?
Nowhere in that statement did it address the quality of the food. Nowhere did it say, you know what, we're gonna change our image, and the first thing we're gonna do is improve the food. Nope. We're gonna serve you the same godless, lifeless, soulless slop we've been feeding you for the last 25 years.
It's. I don't understand these these boycotts. Like I told you, I boycott restaurants because their food is terrible. I don't boycott restaurants because of their political ideologies. How many places have you been into that you don't even know what their ideology is as a company or a mission statement? But only when you find that out do you go, I'm not doing that ever again because they did change their policy. I'm not going to a place because if it's not good, then I don't go there.
That has always been my primary motivator when it comes to choosing a restaurant. I don't care what you believe.
Yeah.
The only thing I want you to believe is your job is to serve me a delicious meal that I will want to come back for.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
If you can do that, then we're all good. But if you're the Cracker Barrel, and I've been there, and the food was terribly disappointing, and they made the mistake of going there a second time, and it was just as disappointing, I'm never going back a third time.
Yeah, the food didn't taste any better when they had a DEI policy in place.
This doesn't taste any better, regardless of how much diversity there is.
Listen, there was no gaying up a country fried steak and eggs. It tasted, it's the same crappy quality it was under the DEI policy that it is now under the non-DEI policy.
I'm not going to order the country fried steak, no matter who cooked it or why.
That was a thing years ago with the Chick-fil-A. They're like, oh, but God, these people are religious and they're against gays. I'm not eating there. I'm not eating there because it's not even a good chicken sandwich. How about that? Can we just agree?
I'm not eating there because there's 15 other people in line in front of me.
It would solve a lot of the world's problems if we just agreed on the common theme going on here.
Yeah.
The food is terrible at a Cracker Barrel. When have you ever had a good meal at a Cracker Barrel?
Not once.
Isn't that how it's pronounced? By the way?
It's Cracker.
Cracker?
Not
yeah,
Cracker
Barrel. Cracker.
That's
Barrel.
a different restaurant.
The food is terrible.
That should be enough.
Yeah.
That should be enough for any kind of ban. Now, if they had come out and said, we are going to do whatever we can to improve the quality of our food, now you're starting to sell me. Now that's a sales pitch might pique my interest.
But you have to actually do it. You have to actually improve the quality of the food in order for me to go, okay,
I agree. I agree, but if I heard from other people, hey, when I was at the Cracker Barrel, you're not going to believe this, I actually had flavor on the plate. And I was like, really? At a Cracker Barrel? And they said, yeah, let's go. I'll show you. And then if I went and I found, oh, this is delicious, then I would probably come back again. But fool me so many times, it's going to take a whole lot of convincing for me to go to a Cracker Barrel knowing what the kind of slop I'm going to be facing.
Just boycott the business because the food sucks. Don't
Simple.
boycott the business because of their ideology. How many companies have something that you probably would disagree with, but just because they haven't been public about it doesn't mean,
Listen, if I go on a Yelp review to see, what's around a new area, I don't investigate the holdings of their portfolio before I decide. Hey, let me take a look. Now, let me take a look at the menu.
Listen,
I genuinely don't care.
There is a certain chain that I have successfully stayed away from for 5 whole years now.
Do you care to share which one that is?
No, because they advertise every once in a while, and I still want their money.
Okay,
so I'm not
sure.
I'm not going to say what company it is, but I will still not eat there because of the bad experience, not because of their political ideologies.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I wound up getting a soda, supposedly a soda, and I looked down at it after I had gotten it as I was driving away, and I realized there was like an inch missing from the top of the soda. I open it up. It was the cleaning cup that they clean the soda machine with. And I could smell the chemicals in it.
I remember that story.
And I could have, probably sued them, but I'm not one of these litigious people. I didn't. If I had drank it,
and
maybe
you would have gotten sick or hospitalized,
that's a different story.
You'd have a case.
But I'm never going back there again, and that company is not getting a dime of my money since. That's why you not go to a restaurant.
There's a perfectly good reason.
Your Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be sunny with a high of 78. Tomorrow, more of the same with a high of 77. It's 54 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102.
51 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
I just gave you the forecast.
Football is back, and this Thursday, September 4th, and Sunday the 7th, Coors Light and Rock 102 will give somebody a chance to win $5,000. The bad part is you'll be joining Pat Kelly and the Rock 102 Road Crew. But they'll be at Tap Sports Bar at MGM this Thursday from 7 to 9 as Dallas takes on Philadelphia, and again on Sunday from noon to 2 as New England takes on Las Vegas. If there's a safety in the first quarter, someone wins $5,000. Plus, a lot of other great prizes from Coors Light and Rock 102. Come watch the game at Tap at MGM Springfield. You could win $5,000 from Coors Light and Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock.
A couple of things I watched over the weekend, or I discovered this particular channel on TikTok.
Yeah.
These folks take Barbie dolls, and then they take audio from either Maury or the Jerry Springer Show or any of those daytime talk shows, and they reenact everything with Barbie dolls. So, like the one, I was going to show you the one, but I had the wrong video, but it was the one where Maury is saying, "You are not the father," and then the woman's having a breakdown, but they're taking Midge, the Midge, the Barbie doll, and she's crying backstage. It's very well done, and those are the kinds of things that I like to see when I'm scrolling the TikToks.
And then between all the Rock 102 videos you get, that must be a pleasant surprise.
Oh my God! I'd have to see Dan Williams or Pat Kelly's face one more time. That's worse than eating at a Chick-fil-A or a Crack Whore barrel. But the other thing yesterday, it's a day off. There's not much to do. I had a bunch of laundry I had to do, folding laundry and all that stuff. And I was like, all right, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. What am I going to watch? And I've wanted to see the Mission Impossible movie. The
last one?
The Final Reckoning.
Yeah.
Because I had seen part 1. It's 3 hours long. Is this movie?
Right, but if it's a good movie, sometimes the 3 hours moves along pretty well.
And I really enjoy those movies. I don't know what it is. I think it's just that whole spy thing, and the idea that obviously it's embellished,
sure,
type of stuff, but it's pretty cool. And so I spent $20 to get the movie. I was waffling back and forth. I'm like, do I get it? Do I not? And I'm like, when am I going to get a chance to go to the actual theater to see it? I'm not going to get that chance because I'm so busy. I was like, let me just do the laundry and I'll watch it.
$20 rental?
Yeah, it wasn't a rental. I actually own it now. I own it. I can go back and watch it anytime I want.
Did he give you the rental option? What was this, on Amazon?
There was no rental. It was it was Amazon Prime. Yeah. It was an extra thing. I've been waiting for the Naked Gun to come out, but that's going to be a while before that comes out on the streaming.
Isn't that kind of a kick in the head? You sign up, you pay for your Prime account on Amazon, thinking, I'm going to get all these free things on Amazon, Amazon Prime, and you wind up having to pay for all the good stuff?
Well, listen, man, this is how, big business is just screwing the little guy. Back in, 2014, I purchased through Amazon Prime, that Rudolph special. That's one of my favorite specials, the one with Burl Ives and the claymation and all that stuff. And, my nostalgia, and it was a thing that's passed down to generations. My kids are into it now, and I'm figured I'll buy it, and that way we can just watch it every year and not have to worry about waiting for it to come on CBS or whatever it was doing. So I purchased. This is 2014, I think.
Okay.
And then a couple of years go by. Now it's 2019, and I go to watch it, and it says, sorry, this purchase is no longer available. You have to repurchase it, right?
What?
So get this. If you read the terms of service that nobody reads when they sign up for something, you only are purchasing what they have the rights to. And when they lose the rights to that, which they can do every so often, the contracts change and the availability of whatever program is available to Amazon. Amazon has a contract with I think it was Viacom or whoever it was that owned that thing. But for a couple of years, they didn't. And it went back to Paramount or something. And in between that, when it goes back to Prime, you now have to repurchase the purchase you already made. And it says so in the terms of service, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it.
What a rip.
It is a rip.
I mean, to me, the right thing to do, or of course, that having to do with actual business, is if they lose the license for it, you can't watch it until they get it back.
Right.
Which, of course, they will, because these things are always being negotiated in contracts.
But where'd your $20 go that you spent on something?
Good point.
A couple of years, if Mission Impossible 7 or whatever goes to a different platform, then I lose the ability to watch that.
Yeah. Well,
and the same thing with music. If you're buying MP3s, if you buy MP3s off Apple, they own that. You don't own any of that music.
No.
You can say you do, but you don't. Yeah.
You don't. And that's why oftentimes music will disappear and is not accessible to you because there are licensing issues that are being in flux all the time. I'll tell you what, you're better off buying physical media than MP3s that you're downloading.
Right, but you remember, the technology still. A lot of people got rid of all that stuff. So now it's not. They don't even have CD players in a lot of cars anymore because that's just not the way things are built.
But you can actually buy Bluetooth CD players.
Yeah, I mean, I know you can buy all these things, but still,
I know.
It's just that the idea of. So if I went and bought a physical CD, I own this, and this is mine. But yet, if I buy it from you at a higher price than what I would have paid for it on an album as a whole, you own it. That doesn't seem like the right deal.
I know. It's ridiculous. And of course, the payout for the artist from either Apple or Spotify is laughably low.
That's a penny. Yeah.
Sometimes it's even less than a penny per download. Yeah. It's crazy how it's ruined itself. It's 7:58 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Summer's one. Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, your grilling destination. Weber, Big Green Egg, Uni Pizza Ovens, and Traeger Woodfire Grills.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Well, folks, it's an exciting week here in the city of Springfield. Enshrinement Week at the Basketball Hall of Fame. You kidding me? Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, several others. Among them include the largest incoming class of WNBA players ever, including Sue Bird, Sylvia Fowles, and Maya Moore. Pretty exciting, huh? Oh, you bet. Enshrinement Week in Springfield is always fantastic. Of course, It's better in Mohegan Sun. That would explain why so many of the Hall of Fame scheduled events are 70 miles away from here. I mean, I suppose you could have all your events here in Springfield, but that would take away from the excitement of getting some of the greatest basketball players in the world on a bus. Of course, a lot more elbow room in that place now that you have all that vacant space to move around, but hey, that's tomorrow's problem. Now, you may ask, Baxy, how much would it cost me to attend some of these Hall of Fame events? Well, it's funny you should ask. According to their website, if you wanted to attend Friday's autograph session at Mohegan Sun, packages start anywhere between $750 to $1,000 per ticket. And if you'd like to attend the tip-off celebration and the awards gala, which is also scheduled for Mohegan Sun, that'll only cost you $650. But if you decided to stay local and only go to the enshrinement ceremony at Springfield Symphony Hall, then those tickets will run you anywhere from $199 to $350 to sit in the balcony, or anywhere between $500 to $1,500 for the good seats, which of course is something that everybody here in Springfield can easily afford. Now, one could argue that this is a once-in-a-lifetime event, at least until next year's enshrinement ceremony, but that's a whole year away. So if you folks want to go, it's going to cost you. Thankfully, there's some additional parking this year, what with the new parking garage and all that extra parking that's no longer being taken up by Plan B or the Place to Be, which, as you know, is no longer a place to be. Not unless you like loneliness or the recent poverty you fell into when you bought your tickets. In which case, you'll have plenty of company when the Mayflower Marathon kicks off at MGM across the street just 83 days away from now. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. You know, the Big E is just 9 days away. Speaking of days, of course, you're going to want to get your Big E tickets. Skip the line, save some time, get your Big E discount tickets right now at your neighborhood Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock.
Hey, mama said the way you move gonna make you sweat.
Rock, it's 8:13. And Led Zeppelin with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be sunny with a high of 78. Tomorrow, more of the same with a high of 77. It's 54 right now in downtown Springfield.
Now, you were talking about what you did over the weekend. You're picking apples with Barry, doing a couple events, what have you. My wife and I went up to our campsite in New Hampshire. And one of the things they do every year is at the Labor Day weekend, they have a big cookout for everybody there. Everybody in the campground goes to the cookout. And, there's food and there's fun. There's a guy playing guitar. Is it
catered food or is it a potluck?
It's a potluck.
So what'd you bring?
I think we bought a bag of Fritos.
All right.
But I love Fritos, so, you can guarantee I had a few.
Sharing the love.
Yeah, and it's like one of them big BJ's sized Frito bags.
Oh, you didn't hold back. No expenses spared.
Listen, I don't mind spending a few dollar bills for all the people at the camp.
Oh, they're 2 for $8 at BJ's. So
now the people that stay at this camp, they're really from all over the place. There's some folks from New York. There's some folks from Connecticut. There's some folks from Florida that come up, and there's also a few people that are here from Western Mass. Mm-hmm. And there's a couple of guys who I don't remember I'm not going to say what town they're from, but they're relatively local, and they listen to the show all the time.
So they have really bad taste in things,
right? Yeah. So you already have to establish, well, and then where's the bar of expectation going to be? And I've known for a while these guys listen, and they're nice guys, no problem. But we're sitting with them on the picnic tables, and we're eating our food. And they're saying, they're kind of raving about the show and saying, oh, we listen to the show all the time. Steve's hilarious. We're glad you don't have Coombs on that show anymore. They know what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. Then they say, we love the show, but...
There's always a caveat there.
You knew it was coming. I could see it coming a mile away. I knew they were driving around the corner, and it was time to kind of get some things off their chest.
Uh-huh.
One of the guys says to me, it's occurred to me after listening to you for all these years that sometimes neither one of you know what the hell you're talking about. And I'm thinking, well, that's exactly right. I think anyone who's listened to the show for less than 2 minutes can figure out we don't know what the hell we're talking about.
Is he a first-time listener?
No, I think he's had things in his system that have been burning for a while because the things he was bringing up, I had almost no recollection of. There were two things specifically. One, he was talking about how we were talking about composting.
Yeah.
And that neither one of us knew a goddamn thing about composting.
Yeah, I don't know anything about composting.
I don't know anything about composting, and I also don't know anything about that conversation we had about
I was going to say,
composting.
I don't remember even making up rules about composting.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure where that comes from. But
right,
but this
whatever.
is the kind of thing that had been burning inside for like so long.
Oh, people get passionate. They get really passionate.
About composting.
Right.
Right? The other one that he said was, you guys were talking about coyotes in the city.
Yeah.
Well, you got to understand, you don't know anything about coyotes. There's a big difference between city coyotes and country coyotes. And again, I thought, one, I don't remember us talking about the differences between urban and rural coyotes.
Right.
And I sat there going, was this guy like taking notes? Was he just doing like voice messages? Remind me to bring up the whole thing about the coyotes.
Yeah.
Neither one of these dudes know what they're talking about. And I had to explain to him, I said, listen, let me just peel back the curtain of the Bax and Nagle show.
Yeah.
And even in previous iterations of the Rock 102 morning show.
Right.
For 30 years, we have bamboozled the audience into believing that we are much smarter than we really are. And that, generally speaking, I don't know nothing about nothing.
Isn't that part of the shtick?
Yeah, but there are some people that believe what we say, and I find that to be curious.
The more people I interact with and the more people who take everything that we say, or even the videos that we do,
right,
as if it's real. It's not. It's entertainment. Like what this is now is entertainment. This isn't factual information. Never at once did we say we're some sort of like credible news organization. Matter of fact, we point out the uncredible news organizations around us.
Yeah.
But never once have we say we're the one. And I always kind of say I don't know what I'm talking about.
Right.
When I'm talking. You tend to do the confidently incorrect attitude.
I was going to bring that up because my wife is sitting with this, and she said, Steve accuses him of being confidently incorrect.
Yeah.
And I said, no, wait a minute. Before we go down that road, one, I'm not always that confident, but I am a very fast Googler. I can Google things wicked fast.
That doesn't mean you're necessarily correct.
I know, because if I'm relying on the internet, which I don't know if you are aware of this, is loaded with total BS, then I may easily be taken to task on the things I say. But I understand. I don't know everything. Who does? But in the guise of creating a morning show, I have to sound like I know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, why would anyone listen to a dope like me?
Well, because wouldn't it be better for you to say, I don't really know the answer to that, but let's find out. And that's what the whole beauty of asking these listeners who pretend they know what they're talking about. And we get 5 wrong answers.
Well, as a longtime broadcaster, Steve, I can tell you this for a fact, that if you go on the air and admit the level of your stupidity and ignorance, sometimes it has a negative effect on the number of people who listen to your show.
Oh, really?
And so, I've proven that earlier in my career before I came here. And I figured, well, if I'm going to do this right, I'm going to have to occasionally talk like I know what I'm talking about, when in fact, I don't know a damn thing.
Wait a minute. So now you're saying that this was the plan all along.
Oh, it's all part of the larger picture.
Oh, yeah.
I had a strategy walking in here in 1995.
I think you're making that up. I think this is the entertainment part.
No, Steve.
You're making up the fact that you think that you're saying you're making stuff up on purpose, when in actuality, you're really just too afraid to admit that you're wrong about something.
Oh, no. In real life, I'm wrong most of the time and will be happy to acknowledge the times that I am wrong. It's just that in this situation, I find that it is more acceptable to be almost right than 100% right.
The gaslighting that must go on inside the Bax and Nagle home on a daily basis. When your wife was like, "Hey, you should take the trash out," and you're like, "That trash will actually grow legs and walk itself outside. You wait." And she's like, "No, it won't." Yes, it will.
Yeah.
I know. I've seen this before. I watched a documentary about it. A bag of trash will eventually take itself out. Taylor Swift says the trash will eventually take itself out. She's a big Taylor Swift fan. She should know that.
No, I know.
And then 4 days later, the trash is still there, and now you're wrong. And now that's when the curtain is peeled back to reveal the fool and the idiot who doesn't know what he's talking about inside your home.
Listen, I think people that are close to the source here understand all that, but there are some people that aren't paying attention close enough to realize what a buffoon and mealy-mouthed moron I am. But yet there are still people, and I find this fascinating, that will bring stuff up from years past.
Yeah.
Conversations that we've had.
That you don't remember even having.
I don't remember what we said an hour ago, never mind what I said 9 years ago. But there are some people still holding on to those little nuggets, those little grains of sand that may have come out after all these hours of broadcasting, and say, one of these days I'm going to confront him about that one time he said that stupid thing about the thing he didn't know anything about.
Remember that thing? You remember that bunion surgery you had? That was
I do remember the
that was 20 years ago.
Right, exactly. But it was like we were sitting in a program director's office.
Somebody on the Route 10 Tire listener line says, "Hey, you guys should turn Open Line Friday into correction calls." Oh, like it would be called the redacted Open Fridays. You're redacting what you said earlier, and now somebody's replacing it with new information.
But see, but that's a perfect venue for those kind of correction calls.
Yeah,
open lines. If there's something that's you got a burning a hole in your pocket, that's a great way to get it off your chest.
Hey guys, I was waiting for you to get through. I don't know, but I got some information about something you were talking about 3 months ago when I didn't even know what it is.
Oh, I'm sorry, we're all out of time. You crossed the 30-second mark.
There you go. Or, hey guys, I just wanted to give a shout out to my liquor store guy and my parts guy, and I wanted to go into and then it's like, Mr. Nagle.
Tweet.
Oh, we're all out of time.
Yeah,
it's 8:24 on Rock 102. Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Liam's got the forecast for you.
As you know, we're throwing the Big Rocktoberfest on Sunday, September 21st at the Summit View in Holyoke. Tickets are on sale now at rock102.com. Your mission includes all that delicious German food like the schnitzels and sauerbratens and the pretzels and what have you. Plus music from the Stillwater Band, plus steins of German beer for sale. It's a Rocktoberfest brought to you by Dave Miner Exterior Home Improvements, Aquapump, September 21st at the Summit View, Route 5 in Holyoke. From Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
Let's see. I don't know. What else? You got anything going on over there?
Well, I mean, not really. I mean, we got a lot of things coming up this week. Some surprises that we're not at liberty to say, other than Scott Zolak on Thursday, which is pretty exciting. So he'll come back.
I went to BJ's over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
They're getting pretty pricey over there. Usually it was, you could buy this brand name stuff for like, a little less than what you would be if you bought it, in single packages in a grocery store. But it's one of those places that it's just getting a little too much.
I don't think it's necessarily BJ's. I think it's a lot of places.
Yeah, but Costco still seems to have the lower prices on bulk stuff. Although they they have different products too. Like they have a lot of the same products, but then they have different products. But even the same products are more expensive at the BJ's. The Folgers coffee that I usually buy the big thing of Folgers coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know, $17 at Costco, which is still pretty pricey because that went up, from like $12 it used to be.
Sure.
And at BJ's it was like 19. It was more. Everything was more for the same exact thing that you get. I don't know.
Well, I think Costco probably has more buying power than a BJ's. They could probably get things a little bit less.
No, what I think is really happening is, yes, there is spikes in things because of demand and supply and all that stuff, but there's also a lot of, greedy squeeze coming out of that stuff too.
Sure. But you also don't know where the price increase is coming from. Is it coming from the retailer's end? Is it coming from the wholesaler's end or the distributor? I mean, there's a lot of things that lead up to it. It's a very complicated, process when it comes to pricing stuff. A Costco can probably charge a little bit less because maybe they're going through a different distributor or maybe they're buying in larger scales.
And then I get to the register, and it's this Saturday evening at like 7 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
You get to the register, there's one person working the register.
At a BJ's?
Yeah, one register open. And 3 people at like the 20 items or less, do-it-yourself thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not waiting in line. I don't even care if I have more than 20 items. I'm not waiting in line for that. I'm going to go to the self-checkout. But you know what they do? You can't put more than X amount of items on that stupid... The whole thing is just dumb.
Yeah, I know. But they got you. They got you going in there.
Got you by the short and curlies.
Yeah, and you're thinking you're saving money by going to one of these places, but you still walked out of there with a $400 bill.
Yeah, I still waddled away like I got the worst BJ's experience ever.
Yeah, I spent $700 in that place, but boy, did I save money.
No, you didn't.
Exactly my point.
No, you didn't.
Exactly my point.
How many pickles are you going to eat out of that giant 5-gallon jar? Huh?
The one with the expiration date?
Oh, pickles don't expire, do they?
After
vinegar.
After 9 years, I'll probably throw them away.
You don't know. I'd rather crack one open.
We got news next to Rock 102.
Here's your
8:34 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news brought to you by Aquapump, an expert in all water supply systems from the well to the pump and into the house. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. I don't even know where I was going with this.
News, I believe.
Let's talk about Spirit Halloween. You ready for a fright?
Yes.
The limited edition shop Spirit Halloween has opened its doors for another season, and the new display is haunting. The all-new 2025 display will transport guests to Madison Square Park, a haunted subway platform brought to life through an interactive design that will feature a variety of new animatronics. One of these is Twisted Grandma, which uses dual 180-degree rotational motors. Other highlights include a frightful twist on candy dispensers with Trick or Treat Pete, with an advanced motion tracking Jack the Reaper. The opening of Spirit Halloween stores signals the start of something special for our guests and our dedicated team that works year-round to reach this moment, said the CEO of Spirit Halloween, Steven Silverstein. We know every guest looks to our stores as an entertainment destination that brings the spirit of season to life. And this year is no different.
Hey, they just opened up the one at the old Big Lots on Allen and Cooley. That's now a Spirit Halloween.
Actually, that used to be scary when the L was missing and it just said bigots.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I wouldn't want to go into a store like that.
You think
try to be more open-minded than that.
Do you think those signs are like that on purpose sometimes? Like missing. Remember, I was telling you last week about the Bon-Ton where it's the men's and home store, but the M was burnt out, so it said men's and hoe store, and nobody fixes that. Like that would be something. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I can see if the H was out, and it just said Ohm store, but no, the M is missing, and now it says hoe. Like that's what we're selling here is hoe stores. Hose.
Well, I don't listen. I don't know if that's something you can find in there. I'm pretty sure that it wasn't, but nevertheless.
If you want to go there's one open in Holyoke. The 50 Holyoke inside the former Burlington Coat Factory, the one down in the basement.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny how there are spirits inside of the stores that they take over.
Well, it can be kind of spooky down there.
You know, whether it be a CVS or something like that. But I don't know. Let's see. What else have we got going on here? Crackdowns. Oh, Cracker Barrel. We already did that last hour. Northern Lights. A good portion of New England is predicted to be able to see the Aurora Borealis, otherwise known as the Northern Lights, tonight. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration posted an image of an aurora forecast with a visibility line including 18 states, among them Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont. An eruption of solar material and magnetic fields known as a coronal mass ejection.
I've had that.
That means two things.
I used to have those in high school.
Will cause the northern lights to be visible, according to the Space Weather Prediction Center. Yeah, what class was that in?
Well, I wasn't in the class. It was usually at night, at home.
The coronal mass ejection.
Yeah, no, I had it.
All right.
Sure, most boys around that age have it.
The eruption took place on August 30th and is headed to Earth at potentially 2 million miles per hour, which is like nothing really. What is that in kilometers, though?
I don't have the metric conversion handy.
In addition to the presence of the Northern Lights, limited minor effects to some technological infrastructure is possible, but usually can be mitigated. So if your lights start flickering, you know why.
I know, like last year, people were seeing it and they were taking pictures of it, in the sky, and I mean, I've seen it where you don't, and only like your cell phone camera could pick it up.
Yeah.
I've seen it where you didn't need a cell phone camera to see it. It was like to the naked eye, It was all over the place, and that's cool. But there were a lot of people, because we were out there waiting for it too, and we didn't find it, but my wife was taking pictures, and there's green and there's purple and pinks in the sky. Her phone could take it. You couldn't see it, but it's out there. It's really amazing when you see it.
Well, how do you know it's there?
I just assumed.
Yeah, you really can't see it with the naked eye.
But you can when it's really blowing up.
You have to have no light pollution around you.
That's kind of the problem.
Yeah, because I know, like, even where I live, you can still see lights. I believe it's from Westfield. That, like, you can just, it still, like, lights up the sky a little bit, so you don't have a complete, if you go up to, like, Worthington, where there's no lights out there, then you can definitely see a little bit of the sky change. But we didn't see it last time.
Yeah.
Only with the picture.
Yep.
So.
Well, that'd be great if we see it tonight.
Yeah, are you going to be up for it? I'm usually in bed by, 7:30, 8 o'clock.
What time are they saying?
Yeah, it's not till like 10 or 11.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not going to be doing that. That's a lot.
That's a little late.
Let's see. This guy. Let's go down to Connecticut. A man in Wilton police said was supposed to be doing some conversion work on a vehicle, instead stole it. 42-year-old Raul Valvadonis of Wilton was charged with first-degree larceny of a motor vehicle and first-degree larceny. Valvadinos was caught when he was pulled over for a vehicle violation in East Haven on August 28th. East Haven police learned that he had an arrest warrant out for him and transported him to Wilton Police. Wilton Police said on June 27th, the victim reported that they had purchased a vehicle in December of 2023. He entrusted Valvadinos to complete conversion work on it. However, neither the vehicle nor the money paid to do the work was ever returned to the victim. That's a pretty good rental.
Yeah, but was that in the rental contract?
No, that's almost 2 years though. Driving a car with no insurance and no registration. That's a free ride. All you got to do is pay for gas. That's a pretty good deal.
I think they charge you if you don't bring it back by a certain date.
I remember my brother got screwed years ago it was a local mechanic shop, but it wasn't the mechanic that did it. The guy was a mechanic for the garage, and the guy would let him do like extracurricular work, like side money work.
Right.
So he was going to paint my brother's truck, and the guy took $600 from him, and then all of a sudden disappeared. Never came back.
Or after $600?
$600.
Not going to get very far with that.
Well, I think the whole job was like $1,200. This was going back 30 years ago, and the guy took off, and never to be found again. The guys and then the mechanic who owned the shop goes, I don't know, haven't heard from him. Like, and no tracking him down.
Yeah,
the guy. It was called Worth's Automotive, WIRTH.
Okay.
And a lot of people called this guy worthless because he either didn't fix the problem that you had in your car,
or you're going to have to come back.
Or he was just unhelpful when you were trying to find one of his rogue employees who took off with your paint money.
But if you have an employee and they took like half of one of the jobs,
yeah,
half the cost, $600?
Yeah.
Don't you think you'd want to maybe do what you can to track that guy down? The guy just ripped you off. Not just ripping off the owner of the car. He's ripping off the employer.
I mean, this is way before social media and stuff, because an idiot like this probably would have posted his location shortly afterwards. But nobody ever heard from the guy ever after that.
Doing like Instagram selfies where he's holding out $600 bills or like a bunch of 50s.
And it was like 3 other people that he did it to. And then he just, like he was gathering his money to leave town and start anew.
Wow. What a bright new beginning that must have been.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. You got to be careful who you're dealing with. Your Pioneer Valley forecast today going to be sunny with a high of 78. Tomorrow, more of the same. It is 60 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 8:50 and Van Halen with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It's going to be sunny with a high of 78. It is 61 right now in downtown Springfield.
Steve, it's a Shop Tuesday this morning at 9 o'clock. If you go to rock102.com, you can save 30% off to Suburban Sports in West Springfield. Suburban Sports is skis, snowboards, boots, winter apparel for all levels, plus expert tuning and boot fittings. Family owned since 1968. Suburban provides a trusted service of quality gear at the right price. That all starts today at 9 o'clock on the Shop 30 store at rock102.com. Save 30% off today at Suburban Sports in West Springfield.
I'm just reading this story here. Unless you got something else.
No.
A guy got kicked out of a Korn concert at MetLife Stadium.
Oh, I think I saw this story.
In New Jersey last week for pleasuring himself. And, of course, somebody recorded it and posted it on a TikTok, because why wouldn't you?
Right.
Right? The dude was just sitting in his seat going at himself in full view of everyone else. At one point, someone jumped down to the row above him and punched him in the head. Then security showed up and dragged him out. By the look on his face, you can tell he wasn't all there. Whether or not substances were involved is an open question at this point. But man, you're buttering the cob at a Korn concert. Well, it's knee high by the 4th of July.
Yeah,
we gotta pluck it.
I'm not a huge fan of Korn, but it would have to be a pretty outstanding show for me to start doing all that at a concert.
What's so amazing at a Korn concert that you just can't keep your hands from yourself?
I mean, haven't you already let your money slip through your fingers already?
And yeah, right. And really, at this point, if it's such a good show to go see, why are they not advertising whatever it is that's getting people to get Randy at who's Randy? I don't know who this.
I don't know who the Randy fella is, but I hope he's sitting a few rows back.
But you're getting Randy at a Korn concert. It must be that Closer song that really gets you going. I mean, that always gets me going.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
Listen, I totally understand. And listen, I'm sure there have been shows that I was aroused at, but never to the point where I said, you know what? If I don't take care of this now, it is going to be a long night and a long drive back.
I don't even think I've ever been that drunk where I would be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go to town on myself here at a Korn concert. But maybe if you're mixing substances, maybe that's where it comes into play. Where maybe you're just so spaced out on LSD and coke and booze that you think you're at home listening to Korn on the speakers, when in actuality you're in an audience at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey.
Yeah. Are there 40,000 other people in your living room there to watch you do this?
No, well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You're so in the moment that you just don't think. And when Closer comes on, you're like, yes, I do want to do that like an animal. I do.
Yeah. Well, to me, I almost want the music down. Yeah. I don't want distractions. And that would be distracting, to be at a concert and all of a sudden have to go do my business. It's not the time or the place for me.
Yeah, there are. You can't even do that in the bathroom at the MetLife Stadium. It's like an open air.
Yeah, you don't want to do it there, the concession area, even the parking lot in a tailgate.
No, you say there's a time and a place for everything, and then that's at your home,
Right.
in the privacy of your own home,
When no one's around.
Right. Yeah.
Like you wouldn't want to do it during the backyard barbecue for Labor Day.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you don't go to a Green Giant concert and make your own creamed corn, do you?
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Ho ho ho.
Green Giant. Yeah. but please stop pleasuring yourself at open air concerts.
Think about the people who are sitting in front of you.
Yeah, I know. What are the those splash guard things like you're at a Gallagher show?
Yeah, but at least that's coming from the front of the stage.
This is coming from behind.
This is coming from the cheap seats.
This is like a sucker punch. Hey, where'd this come from? Row 26?
It's 8:55 on Rock 102.